Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today. We're going to dive right into a fantastic little piece of vocabulary that honestly is incredibly useful in our everyday lives. Our word of the day is imaginable. We're going to break it down, build it back up, and get you using it like a total pro in no time.
But before we get bogged down in heavy grammar or linguistic mechanics, let's just establish a quick baseline. We humans have this really funny habit of hunting down $10 words to sound super impressive when a $1 word does the exact same job beautifully, right? When you strip away all the stuffy dictionary jargon, the whole concept of imaginable just means exactly what it sounds like. It's what is possible to imagine. If your brain can picture it, if your mind can grab onto an idea and turn it into a clear thought, well then it fits the bill perfectly.
Now, figuring out where this word lives in the dictionary is where things get kind of interesting. Imaginable is an adjective, so its entire job in the English language is to describe a noun, a person, a place, or a thing. The absolute core definition we really want to lock into our memories today is possible to imagine, or conceivable. Actually, scratch that. Think of it more like a label. It's that precise descriptive label we slap onto things that safely exist within the realm of our mind's eye.
Okay, moving on to Section 1, Mechanics and Meaning.
Let's look at the actual phonetics here. Notice how it breaks down into its individual syllables. Imaginable. Seriously, wherever you're sitting or standing right now, just say it out loud with me. Try to naturally pause between those syllables. Ready? Imaginable. Imaginable. Feeling the rhythm of a word in your own mouth is honestly half the battle when it comes to using it confidently.
And here is the crucial point, exactly why the word means what it means. Let's look closely at the tail end of it. That able suffix, which, by the way, also frequently shows up in English as ible or just bull, is a Latin adjective-forming suffix. It literally translates to capable of being, doing, or undergoing. So when you snap that onto the base word imagine, you literally get capable of being imagined. It's basically linguistic math. I just love how perfectly and logically that adds up to build the English language.
All right, Section 2. Picture this scenario.
Let's step away from the textbook for a second. I want you to close your eyes and picture a scene in your mind like a movie playing out. Imagine a really rugged, war-torn landscape. The smoke is finally clearing after weeks of just relentless, grueling combat. The troops are completely exhausted, they're battered, sitting there in the quiet aftermath. Now, for years, the idea of going home felt like a total fantasy. But then, an Allied messenger rides into camp. The commanders nod. A cheer starts to ripple through the ranks, growing louder and louder. After their decisive victory in this recent battle, the end of the war was finally imaginable. Do you feel the cinematic weight of that? That moment captures our word perfectly. The soldiers couldn't picture peace before. It was just way too distant. But now it is truly possible to imagine. Hooking imaginable to a high-stakes, real-world situation, exactly like this, is what makes its meaning stick permanently in your brain.
Of course, to fully understand any concept, you also have to firmly understand what it is absolutely not. So here we have a very clear contrast. Imaginable, which is conceivable, right? It's within reach, versus unimaginable, the exact opposite idea. If a situation is totally beyond human comprehension, completely shocking, or just utterly impossible to picture in your head, it is unimaginable. We have to establish really firm boundaries here. Imaginable plays strictly by the rules of what the human mind can successfully grasp. Unimaginable just completely breaks all those rules.
Moving right along to Section 3, the word web.
Let's map out this word's relationships so you have a really dynamic toolkit at your disposal. On the synonym side, we've got words that mean nearly the exact same thing, like conceivable. If something is conceivable, you can conceive it or form a clear idea of it. Now, for antonyms, which we literally just touched on, we have unimaginable, that total void of understanding. And for similar or related words you should definitely know, we have earthly, credible, and probable. Digesting these relationships is huge. It empowers you to pull a perfect, nuanced variation of the word depending on the exact context of your conversation. If a story makes sense, it's credible. If an event is highly likely to happen, it's probable. And real quick, before we leave our word web, let's briefly look at the broader word family. By just slightly tweaking that suffix ending, we get imaginably, which functions as an adverb. So instead of describing a static noun, you can now describe an action. It's a fantastic little trick to expand your vocabulary toolkit with practically zero extra effort. You already know the root word, and now you just have a brand new way to deploy it.
And that brings us to Section 4, your daily challenge.
Okay, this is where we get to put this concept into immediate practice together. I've got a totally achievable, fun little step-by-step game plan for you today.
Step 1, think of a specific person, place, or thing that you love. Step 2, write out one highly descriptive sentence about them using our target word, imaginable. Make it vivid. And step 3, for those of you who want the overachiever bonus round, try using a synonym and an antonym from our word web in that same thought process. It shows a full 360-degree understanding. Doing this is a phenomenal way to permanently lock this concept into your daily vocabulary.
So let's do a quick rapid-fire recap of everything we've covered in this explainer. The word, imaginable. Its core meaning, possible to imagine. Our go-to synonym, conceivable. And the ultimate antonym, unimaginable. That is imaginable in a beautifully concise nutshell, folks. I highly encourage you to consciously drop this word into a conversation, a text, or maybe an email at least once this week. We're going to leave it there today with this final, somewhat provocative thought. Don't just apply this stuff to grammatical exercises. Turn the concept inward. What is one goal in your life that finally feels imaginable right now? Maybe it didn't a year ago. Maybe it felt entirely too far away. But today, you can actually see it. Think about that. Hold firmly onto that image and keep learning. Thank you so much for joining me for today's explainer, and I'll catch you next time.